Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning trading session. I trust everybody had a nice weekend. I know I certainly did. As with most weekends, however, they always seem too short, don't they? Well, back to the grind. So the market just opened, and what you're looking at here is the NASDAQ chart. For those of you who are new to the room, just a real quick overview. We've got the Hawk Scalper here in the top left, Falcon Swing Trader top right, Eagle Trend Trader bottom left, and the Raptor on the bottom right. So let's take a look here at the overnight. We'll use the Falcon today. And you can see the market waffling a little bit. So the London Open somewhere around here. Market came up, hit the primary resistance line here on our support and resistance suite, came down, waffled somewhat, bounced off the primary again, back down to the median line, and we're just kind of stuck at the moment in that range. So we'll see. We'll see whether or not we get any decent opportunities this morning or if it's going to be a rather sideways session. Jim's shooting me some advanced decline numbers here, and it looks like they're pretty even up. 1,130 buyers, 1,250 sellers. So the advanced decline fairly balanced at the moment. A rather soft start for a Monday. Oh, what time is it? 6:32. Only a couple minutes into the session. We're generating a first micro-macro cross signal here. I suppose, well, let's see, the signal actually developed back here. Would we have hit our profit target? No, we're just short of our profit target. We would have hit our break-even trigger. 1, 2, 3. We'll see if we don't get a 4-arrow consolidation out of this. I might give it a go on a 4-arrow consolidation. Could be a little bit of a quiet day, actually. We may have to take a look at perhaps crude oil or soybeans for a little bit more activity. One, two, three. Oh, there was our 4th arrow right there. Darn it. I looked away at soybeans for a second, and we got our signal there. What's interesting about the soybean market is they're emerging out of this sideways channel that they've been building. So we're getting a little bit of a buy signal here. Notice our trade forecaster suggesting that we're going to be in trend here for 143 minutes, which is a pretty long time. Just looking for a good place to get in and a good place to cover the trade. Oh, that's going to be a little bit out of reach. Once they break out of this range, however, we can look for the retest and another opportunity to get in. So I'm going to try to keep a lookout for that to occur. And crude oil seemingly on the decline again. So here's crude oil with a, let's see, where did they open? They opened, well, right about here with a trend change signal to the downside. Also a late filter entry, and it looks like that one's falling off fairly nicely. A nice little bounce here off of the primary support line. Next target likely to be 43.80 for crude. Wow, way to go, Berzelius. Says early one for me, $950 profit in the NQ. I'm done. Well done. That's the way to do it. Get in, get out. Way to go. Yeah, that's the best way to trade. You know, you go in with some volume, you find a high probability signal, one and done. That's the way to do it. Ooh, the advanced decline getting a little bit more lopsided now. 800 buyers, 1,600 sellers. Oh, Jim's updating that. 900 buyers, 1,600 sellers. So we're about a negative 700. And what time is it? 6:38. So the opening range, we're about halfway through our opening range right now. It does appear as though the sellers have a handle on the market today. That was the support low. Oh, this looks like it's the retest. Macro pullback signal. This macro pullback, though, the trouble I would have with this one is where do I cover the trade? Right? This seems a little bit too cozy. And then, you know, way back here, you could do it, but it's an awfully long ways away. Not that I'm worried about a risk-reward ratio or anything of that nature. It's just, it would be nice to be able to get in with at least two contracts. Give yourself a little bit of staying power. Okay, so here comes another 4-arrow consolidation / macro pullback. This is going to be the last chance now for the sellers to hold on to this market because it's starting to look like the buyers are showing up. See how they swung the market a little higher here? That's telling me that the buyers are getting a little bit stronger. Ooh, they slipped us a tick on the entry. to yellow bars. And I'm hearing some scalp signals, or pardon me, I heard a long signal here in the Raptor. Okay, we're into the hard edge, so we're looking for that to turn over now and send the market lower again. All right, so the seller's showing me their current limit. I might as well bring my stops in above here. If the market turns and fails at this point, well, then that's probably a good place to get out. Okay. So we'll see now whether or not I was too quick with my stop. If I should have held my stop back a little bit longer. I think my initial stop was up here, 43.20. Whether that would give us a little bit more staying power. This still looks very much like a bear flag. All right. Yeah, definitely into a little bit of sideways action now. All right, so here come the sellers again on the Eagle, and we've just turned our ATR line over. So this now becomes our signal bar. Oh, hold on a second there. They're running away on me. No, there they go. So what we do with the Eagle, our signal generated here. Now, you can always take the signal on the hash mark, but recently we've been using the ATR line as a little bit of a filter. So once the ATR line turns over, this effectively becomes our signal bar now. So we would enter below the low of that. The market started to run away on me a little bit, but we'd enter below the low of that, probably cover at least to the hard edge on the eagle. We'll see whether or not that gives us any more follow through. Here's another first micro macro cross signal on the hawk, which we know is a high probability signal. We can cover that a little bit better, and it looks as though had I held my stop back, I would have actually found that profit objective. And what I might do is I might try to hold this and see if we can't turn that into a little bit of a runner, seeing how it's only a single. The NQ does have some room down here. All you need to do is look at a daily chart to get an idea how far it can actually go, and you'll see it can go quite a ways. Come on, there we go. All right, I'm going to move into the parabolics now. Oh, not too quickly. Come on. There's always that one little hesitation in here. And of course, this is the problem trying to trade a single contract. If we had multiple contracts, this would be a non-issue. No, they're going to tap me there in a 7. Okay. Well, that's all right. Made a little bit of the money back on that move. And it looks like our eagle trade would have also had a profitable move. I know Jim says he's having a hard time pulling the trigger today, and for good reason. It is tough slogging today. It's very much like a poker game today. You know, I've used that analogy before, where you just, once you ante, or if you're the big blind or small blind, once your money is in, you might as well play. And the trend does seem to be down. The market is paying off to the downside. Mark says he's having a hard time pulling the trigger today too. Well, it's a long day. You don't have to rush into anything. Very often, especially of late, it seems we get the best moves in the afternoon toward the end of the day. Jim says he's looking for the 10 a.m. low. That'll give him a little bit more confidence. Once he sees what that initial range is, he feels a little better about where he wants to trade. I think you got to be like a pickpocket today. Just grab a little trade here and there. We're back down near some support areas from, if we take a look here, shoot a line across the lows there. We get back here into Friday's session. You can see they found a little bit of resistance around there, kind of waffled around this whole 4290 region. I don't think they came back there on Friday. No, not really. But again, this whole area was sort of influential Thursday's session as well. It looks like it topped out around that 4290 area toward the end of Thursday. And this now, what used to be resistance is now going to be support. So on the big scheme of things, we've broken through Thursday and Friday. Now we're coming back right now and retesting. So we're going to see whether or not the buyers are going to try to support this area. I don't think so, at least not long term. The NQ definitely seems to have a direction to it today, so I will favor the sellers over the buyers at the moment. Okay, a little bit of a recovery going on now as we near the top of the hour. Getting that reaction to that longer term resistance area. Well, just kind of regrouping a little bit here, a little bit of sideways action, looking for the market to get some direction out of that. Gee, it pretty much stopped what they were doing. All right, they're tempting me again here with another first micro macro cross type signal. But as we saw before, we're getting, higher lows. Makes me think that they're actually going to make a little bit of a run higher here. Now, we don't do this very often. 1, 2, 3, 4. This could turn out to be a 4-arrow consolidation also. Our filter is not in sync just yet. There we go. I was going to say we could trade the failure, right? You could set up to trade the failure of this, in which case you would look to buy above the high, or you can simply wait for the first micro macro cross to develop. Now we're into a green bar sell. You can see that we've got an early trend change signal here on the Falcon already. So the Falcon, the early trend change signal, of course, developing early just as the trend line is changing color, but it's early because we have this higher swing. And of course, this is a little riskier because it is counter trend. very much looking for a little bit of momentum here now. Come on, buyers, get up there. Maybe we'll see a retreat here to the hard edge. That would be all right. Where'd everybody go? Mark's got a question here. I guess our trade forecasters are reading a little bit differently. I don't know, Mark. My trade forecaster is, here are my settings. So I have my market open time at 6:30. I'm on the Pacific Coast. And I think that's the only other thing you can set on this besides the, well, no, that's all that you can set on it is the market open. The other thing that it will gain its data off of is your data series, and mine is currently set at 30 days on a default 24/5. All right, so we got a first micro macro cross buy here. Still looking for a little bit more buying support to come into the market. I'm going to try to hold my stop because the market is a little choppier than usual. The ranges seem to be a little bit wider than usual. Otherwise, I would bring my stop in below the low of this candle right here. But for today, I'm going to try to hold my stop back. And give this trade a chance. Because I stopped myself out too early on my first trade. Yeah, Mark says he's got his market time set at 8:30, so you're obviously central. I have more data, Mark says, at 45 days. It shouldn't make that much of a difference, but I'll change mine. Oh, actually, I can change mine right now. Different tool. I think mine still reads the same, though. I should have made a note. Mine says trend for another 27 minutes. Or, sorry, scalp for another half an hour. Yeah, I'm not sure of the difference either. I'm going to bring it to Ben's attention and find out what's going on, why there should be a difference. There shouldn't be a difference between the tools. Come on, buyers. Get up there. In fact, I'm going to email Ben right now while we wait for this to play out. Okay, now this really should be the last chance that the buyers need to rally the market. You can see we're sandwiched here now between support at these lows, resistance at the highs. The buyers have made several attempts. The sellers have knocked them down several times. Again, I'm going to hold my stop, but any other time I would be bringing my stop in below these lows. If it fails at these lows, it's going to very likely make for a deeper retrace, maybe even a resumption of the trend. Oh, come on. Nobody's going to take 43.03? Come on, get up there. What's the high of that bar? 43.02 half. Really? There we go. All right, it's only a matter of time now. 43.02 3/4. Come on, here we'll give you a little push. Get up there. There you go. A little higher. What's the Geiger counter reading? It's not a lot of participation. There were, I saw 15, 16 to the, on the sell side. Suncom is asking, what did I just do to show the bar values? If you have a 3-button mouse, push the middle button. If your mouse has got a wheel on it, push the wheel down. And that will show you the details for the bar in question. Well, we've hit the break-even trigger and we've hit the primary support. And they're just going to waffle there now. 1 tick shy of the profit target. Don't you dare stop me at break even now. Oh, you're kidding me. All right. Just for illustration purposes. Oop, don't do this at home. Stop it. I'm going to cancel my stop. What I want to do is I want to hold my stop back down here below the lows. Oh, finally. Oh my gosh, that was painful. They just did not want to go. Finally, we hit our profit target. Okay, a grinding session, but we did manage a couple of decent trades. All right, I said I was going to email Ben here. we'll see what Ben comes back with. He's a pretty smart fella. So no real commitment one way or the other just yet. I would say the sellers have a slight advantage over the buyers. But we are back into the hard edge now here on our eagle. Sometimes we just need to wait for them to sort themselves out. If we take a larger view here, this looks a lot like a bear flag, doesn't it? Where the market's come down and now has made this little bit of a retracement, perhaps getting queued up to head lower. We're producing a green bar sell at the moment. Still against the ATR. Now remember, you can certainly take the trade early. It looks like it's going to print right about there. Probably cover it above those highs. There are advantages to getting into a trade early if you feel that, the setup is strong enough. But if we wait for the ATR to turn over, very often it will help keep us on the right side of the trade. So there's our signal printing. I like to use the ATR as a filter. Even if it means getting in a little bit later, it just adds a little extra bit of strength to the signal. Now we'll see how it responds here as it gets lower to the ATR. So I actually sold this signal a little bit early, and we'll see now whether we're going to get a reaction off of the ATR or if it's going to trade right through it. Suppose we could have also drawn a little bit of a trend line like this. You can see the way this trend line is set up off of the lows that it pretty much coincides with where that bar would need to go to flip that ATR over. seems like we have a fairly reasonable stop for this one. Just need to get the market to cooperate a little bit now. Take us back down to the lows of the day. All right, so a little bit of a bounce. The ATR not turned over at the moment. Here they go. Come on. You know you want to. All right, so this bar that's currently forming is the bar that's going to flip the ATR if in fact it finishes lower, and that would effectively become our signal bar. You'll notice that we have a couple of green bar cells off of the hard edge. All right, so this now becomes our signal bar. You can see the ATR is turned over, and we'll see whether or not, or how they continue lower from there. Hi, come on. All right, well, we're going to put that on the shelf for now. Not much else going on, as you can see. First micro macro cross pending here in the Hawk. Okay, let's see if we can't get a little bit more structure here. If we can fight it back down to these lows around 42.90, it's very likely we will see the market try to recover from there again. Well, the buyer's showing up a little sooner than I anticipated. Well, how about them Blue Jays? You can't make the market do anything, folks. even even our other markets are not doing much. Soybeans still going sideways. Crude oil still going sideways. All right, they're trying. They're trying real hard. Almost hit the break-even trigger. No, there's just no follow through. Well, here too, this is a type of scenario where normally I would start to roll my stop in a little bit tighter for since we're in the room though I'm going to play, but honestly, I wouldn't give them any more than that high right there. Here on the Raptor, you can see we've got a little bit more of a sideways range developing. We just got a sideways market, folks. There's not much we can do with it. Well, not much we can do with them while they're stuck going sideways like this. We've seen this happen for a while now, where the market sets the range early and then just spends the rest of the session trading within that range. And like I said, even crude oil and soybeans not really budging. So it looks like any trade that you're going to take, you really need to leave your stop a long ways back just to give the market enough time to sort itself out. And I know it's a little earlier than usual, but you know what? We're not getting a whole lot of activity here. If things don't pick up in a little bit, we might call it a day. This is the trading equivalent of watching paint dry. This is a good time if you play a musical instrument or something, read a book. You got the audio alerts to let you know if anything's happening. All right, well, let's see. I should check to see if there was any news reports out today. Nope. I think by the end of the week, isn't there an FOMC meeting this week? Uh-huh. Yes, but not until Thursday. Right. Thanks, Mark. All right, you guys, I think we're going to button up the room a little bit early. There doesn't seem to be very much going on. If you are going to hang out and trade today, I think the best thing to do is just recognize that we have this sideways range like this. Once we get outside of this range, we may actually see the market go somewhere. But so long as it stays confined at least to the smaller range, you're not going to get a whole lot happening. If I had to give the nod to someone, I would say you're better off being short today than long. All right, so I do think the sellers do have a little bit of an upper hand, but there's just not very much going on right now. All right, I'll catch you tomorrow. Hopefully things will shake up a little bit by then. See you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.